Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Olympic anthem.
Signore e signori, se potete, vi invitiamo a restare in piedi per l'inno olimpico.
Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, please do remain standing now for the national anthem of Italy.
Signore e signori, vi preghiamo di rimanere in piedi per l'inno nazionale d'Italia.
Wow, that was absolutely sensational. More to come later on today here at La Scala. Now, President Mattarella, dear President of the IOC, Kirsty Coventry, dear IOC members, and dear members of the Olympic family.
Presidente Mattarella, gentile Presidente del CIO, gentile Kirsty Coventry, gentili membri del CIO, cari membri della famiglia olimpica.
What an honor it is for two of us to be standing in front of you here on this iconic stage at La Scala. And I'm not sure how you feel, but when I competed at the Olympic Games on the track, I think there was less pressure.
For sure there was less pressure.
Less pressure.
Certamente mi ha chiesto se sentivo la pressione, certamente qua c'è più pressione che una finale olimpica. And what about you? Okay? Sei stata la prima donna europea a fare una finale olimpica e did you feel the pressure?
I felt so much pressure, but not like this.
Yeah.
This is pressure, you know. But yes, I ran my personal best. I felt very proud. But for you, 4 Olympic Games, Sydney and Athens were the two that I think you probably would say were your favorites, but you also compete alongside the IOC president, I'm told.
Yes, I must say, I was convinced to be good, but she's much better. Ho detto che pensavo di essere bravo, ho vinto 3 medaglie in una sola edizione dei Giochi Olimpici a Sydney, poi insomma Coventry, she won 2 Olympic gold medals, seven medals in 2 editions, and she kept going and going again. So that's amazing, but that's the beauty of the Olympic Games.
You didn't want to go back into the pool?
No, I think the best thing is to always look forward. That's why we're trying to do our very best, you know, of course, to achieve the excellence of who wants to win,
yes,
but especially to inspire the new generations.
That's the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Very good. Right, now, only 4 days now until the opening ceremony of the Olympic Winter Games, Milano Cortina 2026. We're going to celebrate so many athletes. It's the 3rd Winter Games for Italy, the 4th Games in total for Italy. And as an Italian, you must be so proud.
Yes, I must say, I was about to answer to you, but è la 4ª volta che l'Italia ospita i Giochi Olimpici, 3 volte edizioni invernali e ovviamente una volta quella estiva. Chissà, magari one day we'll make also another one in the summertime. But the greatness is that we do have a great Olympic committee, and of course we're trying to improve every edition. And luckily we have a lot of countries to inspire ourselves and try to do our very best.
Absolutely, that's right. And before this unique opening ceremony at the San Siro Stadium, let's first celebrate here, tonight at La Scala, the inauguration of the 145th session of the International Olympic Committee.
L'Italia ospita appunto per la 4ª volta la nostra edizione dei Giochi e ovviamente ci teniamo adesso a presentare il nostro nuovo presidente del Comitato Olimpico Nazionale.
Yes, so please welcome to the stage the President of the National Olympic Committee of Italy,
Luciano Bonfiglio. Okay, sorry.
Wow. Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République italienne.
Excellence, President of the Republic, Madam President of the International Olympic Committee, ladies and gentlemen of the Olympic family, dear friends.
Emotion and a great honor for me to welcome you to Milano for the opening ceremony of the 145th IOC session. I was elected president of the Italian National Olympic Committee 200 days ago, but in this short time, I have felt daily the great responsibility of this Olympic challenge that we are preparing to celebrate. Signor Presidente della Repubblica,
Dear President of the Republic, dear IOC President, representatives of the authorities, dear friends, this is the 4th time that Italy has been called upon to organize the Olympic Games. The previous editions, Cortina 1956, Rome 1960, Turin 2006, marked important milestones in Olympic history. They demonstrated our spirit of hospitality, friendship, and brotherhood. And last but not least, our organizational skills. The founder of Olympism and the founder of the Olympic Games, Baron Pierre de Coubertin, once said, to host the Olympic Games is to evoke history. And here we are today at the Teatro, alla Scala, one of the world's oldest, most iconic and prestigious opera houses, a place steeped in history. Here we are reminded that the Olympic Games descend from the Pan-Hellenic Games of ancient Greece, where athletic competition was inseparable from music, poetry, and theatre. Ancient Greece allowed athletes to celebrate through lyrical song, the epikenion or epikenion, the union of sport and art. of performance and beauty is nearly 3,000 years old. History is not just memory, history is life. It is a life we live every day, a life that confronts us with new challenges and new crises, and sport can offer unique, meaningful, and powerful responses to them. Sport is and must always be a beacon of excellence and unity. In ancient times, the Olympic truce required warring states to lay down their arms in the name of peace and fair competition. Today, unfortunately, our world is once again marked by uncertainty. Yet the Olympic movement must stand as an eternal light, a beacon of peace, unity, and shared humanity. As the Holy Father has recently reminded us, sport can build bridges where others raise walls. And as we have seen in the recent days, amid turbulence and division, the Olympic flame does not flicker. It burns, on the contrary, ever brighter, inviting us to embrace one another, to unite and not to be divided. Sport, more than ever, must continue, as we all know, to promote the universality of its values with even greater commitment. It must inspire new generations towards a better future, towards lifestyles rooted in respect, inclusion, resilience. I was saying that this is the fourth time Italy hosts the Olympic Games, but it is the first time that an Olympian stands at the helm of the Italian Olympic Committee. For me, this is not only an honor, it is a responsibility towards all athletes. To them, I will dedicate my work as president. With them, I will engage directly to build models that inspire young people to grow with commitment, determination, competence, passion, and especially enthusiasm. And that is something that has always marked Olympism. Athletes are at the heart of the Olympic movement. Everything revolves around them. Every initiative, every decision, every project must place the athlete at its center, fully embodying the values that we have just reaffirmed. Only in this way can sport continue to evolve, improve, and succeed, ensuring a strong, unified future for Olympism worldwide. We are one family, the Olympic family. Peace and harmony are essential to our mission. The Olympic Games are not only a global sporting event, they're a powerful force, a force capable of shaping the world, overcoming divisions, and restoring respect for the most vulnerable. President of the Republic, President of the IOC, members of the authorities, dear friends, I'd like to conclude with one of the most meaningful lines from the Olympic anthem we have just heard. May all the flags of every land be unfurled in brotherhood. Archeo neo athanato. And may the eternal Olympic flame light our path forever. Welcome to Milan, welcome to Italy, welcome to Lombardy, welcome to all, and good luck to the Winter Olympic Games Milano Cortina 2026.
Ringraziamo il nostro presidente del CONI, Luciano Bonfiglio.
So our next speaker was CONI president for 12 years and is now leading the organizing committee for the Olympic Winter Games Milano Cortina 2026.
Il nostro prossimo oratore è stato presidente del CONI per ben 12 anni, ricco di successi. E ora guida il comitato organizzatore di Giochi Olimpici Invernali di Milano Cortina 2026. Vi preghiamo di accogliere Giovanni Malagò.
Mr. President of the Italian Republic, Madam President of the International Olympic Committee, colleagues and friends of the International Olympic Committee, of the Italian Olympic Committee, distinguished guests. The theatre hosting us this evening represents a global symbol of excellence in music and arts, a monument in which a universal language resonates at its highest level, transcending every barrier and speaking to peoples everywhere. This same sense of universality defines the International Olympic Committee and the commitment shown by each and every one of you. La Scala thus becomes a symbol of what the Italian Winter Games will offer athletes, the Olympic family, and spectators in the days ahead, beginning with the opening ceremony on February 6th at San Siro Stadium. Milano Cortina 2026 is a global event that promotes sport, its values, and its unique ability to bring people together. It's also an extraordinary showcase of Italian excellence in culture, art, landscape, quality of life, the craftsmanship that defines us, and our long-standing tradition of hospitality. Milano Cortina 2026 is a shared and widespread edition of the Olympic Games and is looking to the future. 2 cities, 2 regions, 2 autonomous provinces, a rich mosaic of people, cultures, and languages that have found in the very nature of the Games and in the immense work required to organize them, a moment of exceptional unity and harmony. In just a few hours, in the name of this harmony, we will light the Olympic cauldrons and embrace the world, fully aware that the Italian Winter Games coincide with one of the most difficult and complex moments in recent global history. This makes them even more meaningful and important. I am convinced that the message of peace, brotherhood, and fair competition delivered by the athletes and by the entire Olympic family from the magnificent stage of our cities and our mountains will resonate powerfully in every corner of the world, and that everyone in this hall will be proud of it. Grazie a tutti. Grazie.
Okay. Annunciare la prossima persona sul palco è per me una cosa molto speciale. Come ho detto prima, lei ha iniziato a inseguire il suo sogno quando io avevo già vinto. Ha conquistato 2 medaglie d'oro nel nuoto ai Giochi Olimpici di Atene e di Pechino. I'm very proud to announce the next person on stage. It's very special to me because when I was achieving my best goals, she was just born and she was about to win 2004 and 2008. So very inspiring, and today, oggi è la prima donna nella storia a ricoprire la carica di Presidente del Comitato Olimpico Internazionale.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the President of the International Olympic Committee, Miss Kirsty Coventry.
Jeanette and Massey, I could not agree more. Definitely looking forward, would not want to get back into the pool just yet. Had a lot of fun when we were all swimming together, but I think enjoying this a little bit more. Incredible. What an incredible venue. Your Excellency, this is a really special moment. Thank you for having us here and for sharing this. The President of the Italian Republic, Your Excellency Sergio Mattarella. Dear President of the Milano Cortina 2026 Organizing Committee, Mr. Giovanni Malago. dear President of CONI, Mr. Lucia Bonfiglio, to all of the public authorities here, Your Excellencies, dear Olympic friends and family, it is an incredible moment to be here. Just a few days to go before the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games. Thank you to our gracious Italian hosts for welcoming us so warmly in this magnificent palace, La Scala. From this stage, generations of artists, opera singers, and musicians have inspired their audience through their excellency in artistry, through beauty and emotion. La Scala represents the Italian spirit, a deep love of the arts and life, of human creativity, of blending tradition and innovation. In its same spirit that will now embrace the world's best winter sports athletes as they prepare to make their Olympic dreams come true. It's been a long journey, sometimes a little bumpy, but like every Olympic journey, it's truly wonderful to finally be here among our Italian partners and friends, and they've become family. Over the past few days, we have seen the excitement building everywhere. And today, we got to spend some time in the Olympic Village. The athletes cannot wait. They are so excited. The first athletes are moving into the villages across Italy. And they have a special sparkle in their eye. You can feel the anticipation, but you can feel the excitement even more. Everyone you meet cannot wait for these games to begin. There is definitely an Olympic vibe building in the streets of Milano, in Cortina, and in all the host regions, and more specifically, in the hearts and people across the country. So, on behalf of the athletes and the entire Olympic community, I want to express my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to you all. Thank you, President Mattarella, and the government of Italy, and all of the regional authorities, mayors, and host communities. You are all essential to making these games unforgettable. These games are also somewhere where your team are going to be performing. And so to the President Bonfiglio, on your 200 days, thank you for everything you and CONI have done to prepare the athletes for Italy's special moments. They are going to compete at home in front of all of their families, friends, and fans. And I spoke to a few of them today. They cannot wait to make all of you very, very proud. Remember to leave some medals for the other teams was a little remark I passed to them today. But a special word goes to thanking the organizing committee and President Malago for your unwavering commitment and ambition. We are incredibly grateful for your partnership and your friendship. Milano Cortina 2026 is truly a collaborative effort. There's a paraphrase in Africa. It takes a village, but here it takes an Olympic village to make every athlete's dream come true. Thanks to the efforts of everyone here, the athletes can shine on a truly magnificent Olympic stage, and they are going to be inspiring the world with their excellency, their artistry, with beauty and emotion. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. Grazie, Italia.
Thank you very much, President. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the President of the Republic of Italy.
Signore e signori, vi preghiamo di accogliere sul palco il Presidente della Repubblica Italiana. Molto bene.
Signora Presidente,
Madam President of the International Olympic Committee, Mr. President of CONI, members of the International Olympic Committee, ladies and gentlemen, gathered here for this important ceremony. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to Italy, here in Milan, on the eve of the opening of the Winter Olympic Games. The Games are the world's universal sporting event. Italy is delighted to welcome the many athletes, coaches, technical staff, and spectators who will arrive from all parts of the globe to witness the competitions. We are fully aware of the responsibility this entails, and we have approached the preparations with commitment and passion. We consider hospitality to be a defining feature of Italian identity and culture. This is the Italian spirit, as President Coventry so kindly observed, and I wish to thank her for those words. Italy, as President Bonfiglio recalled a moment ago, is hosting the Olympic Games for the fourth time. We will spare no effort to ensure that the days spent here during the competitions are enjoyable, with warmth and friendship. We hope to offer opportunities to admire our mountains, to visit our cities and villages hosting the events, and to discover other places rich in history and beauty. The Olympic Games are an opportunity for encounter and mutual understanding, as President Malagor has just reminded us, bringing together athletes, coaches, and officials from more than 90 countries goes far beyond the purely sporting dimension. It's a major global event that resonates deeply in a world facing profound difficulties, wars, tensions in international relations, global imbalances, and human suffering cast shadows and weigh heavily on the conscience of the international community. Sport, by contrast, is welcoming. It generates joy, passion, and hope. It embodies respect for others, the drive to test and surpass oneself, and the freedom to progress. Sport is a peaceful encounter. It bears witness to fraternity through loyal competition. It stands in opposition to a world dominated by barriers and lack of dialogue. It rejects violence in all its forms, which only breeds further violence, tramples on human dignity, oppresses people, and diminishes their quality of life. With steadfast determination, we call for the Olympic truce to be respected everywhere, and for the unarmed strength of sport to silence the weapons. Sport possesses immense power in the world of global communication. The Games are a compelling instrument through which to call for peace and mutual understanding.
Sono uno strumento coinvolgente con questo mezzo per invocare pace.
We want to invoke peace and mutual understanding, as I say. We have to be peace that we wish to see, in the world, as was once said by Martin Luther King. From Milan and Cortina, from Bormio, Livorno, and Terselva, the Val di Fiemma, and from Verona, which will host the opening ceremony of the Paralympic Games, sport will present itself as a vehicle for this hope, a hope shared by peoples of all the continents. The Olympic values of fairness, inclusion, and fraternity are values that the Italian Republic has embraced since its foundation 80 years ago. I'd like to thank the International Olympic Committee for continuing to promote throughout the world this experience of encounter, passion, education, and shared culture. I thank the athletes. Their dream is contagious and life-affirming. They are an example for millions of young people around the world. Many girls and boys, inspired by the Games, will take up sport themselves, a powerful contribution to the development of societies. I wish all of you, sports leaders, athletes, coaches, and spectators from every continent, moments of deep emotion and the ability to pass on that passion already felt in this enchanting theatre, where, as President Coventry noted, we sense the precious threads that bind music and sport. Italy wishes you a wonderful, joyful, and unforgettable Olympic Games.
Dichiaro aperta la 145esima sessione.
I declare open the 145th session of the International Olympic Committee.
Thank you to the President. That does conclude our formal speeches here tonight in La Scala. But now it is time for two giants of Italian opera, Gioachino Rossini and Giuseppe Verdi. Please welcome back the La Scala Orchestra. Rossini's overture from La Gaza Ladra and the aria Resta Immobile from Goyim Tell will be performed. Verdi with the prelude and the aria Pietà, Rispetto, Onore from Macbeth, and the overture and aria from La Forza del Destino, both entrusted to Luca Sassi. With this and more, La Scala and Italy welcomes you and with your delegations from all over the world, one of the most authentic and profound elements of Italian culture, opera singing.
È ora il momento di celebrare due giganti dell'opera, come hai detto tu, dell'opera italiana, Gioachino Rossini e Giuseppe Verdi. Saranno eseguite la sinfonia da La Gazza Ladra di Rossini e l'aria Resta Immobile da Guglielmo Tell. Di Giuseppe Verdi ascolteremo il preludio e l'aria Pietà, Rispetto, Onore da Macbeth e la sinfonia e l'aria Urna Fatale del mio destino da La Forza del Destino con il baritono Luca Sassi. E con questo e altro la Scala e l'Italia vi dà il benvenuto e insieme a voi le delegazioni provenienti da tutto il mondo, attraverso uno degli elementi più autentici e profondi della cultura italiana, il canto operistico.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a guest whose home is the stage of the Metropolitan Opera in New York, the Royal Opera House in London, and of course, La Scala in Milan. He is one of the great Verdi baritones of our time, Luca Solsi.
Questa sera avremo un ospite davvero speciale, di casa sui palcoscenici del Metropolitan Opera a New York, della Royal Opera House a Londra e naturalmente della Scala di Milano. È uno dei grandi baritoni verdiani del nostro tempo, Luca Solsi.
Mio figlio, che io t'abbracci un'altra volta ancora. Resta immobile e ver la terra, inchina un ginocchio a pregar, invoca Iddio che sol per suo favore al sen tornar potrai del cercare, così rimanti col guardo fiso al ciel, così rimanti col guardo fiso al ciel. Tu per amor vacillare potresti, vedendo contro te lanciar l'acuto stral. Un modo sol potria la vita a noi costar. Gemmi, pensa tua madre che ci attende insieme. Gemmi, pensa tua madre che ci attende udite, le potenze presaghe han profetato, esser puoi sanguinario feroce, nessun nato di donna ti nuoce. No, non temo di voi, né del fanciullo che vi conduce. Raffermar sul trono questo assalto mi debbe, o sbalzarmi per sempre. Eppur la vita sento nelle mie fibre inaridita. Pietà, rispetto, onore, conforto ai dicadetti, non spargeranno d'un fiore la tua caduta età, non spargeranno un fiore la tua caduta età. Né sul tuo regio sasso sperar soavi accenti, sola bestemmia, ai lasso la nenia tua sarà, la nenia tua sarà, sola bestemmia, sola bestemmia, ai lasso la nenia tua sarà. Ai lasso la nenia tua sarà. Sola bestemmia, ai lasso la nenia tua sarà. Ai lasso sola bestemmia, ai lasso la nenia, la nenia tua la cosa, s'intrepido si prode e pur morrà. Om singolar costui tremo di Calatrava il nome, a lui palese ne forse il disonor. Cielo, qual lampo, sei fosse il seduttore, desso in mia mano e vive. Se mi ingannassi, questa chiave il dica. Ecco i fogli che tento e la fe che giurai e questa vita che debbo al suo valore, anch'io lo salvo. Se fosse quell'indo maledetto che macchiò il sangue mio, il suggello si franga, chiunque mi vede. Oh, bene mi vegg'io. Urna fatale del mio destino va tal lontana di te, t'invano l'onore atterger, qui vegni insano dono lontano il macchiero. Sacro per l'uomo d'onore, quei fogli servino il lor mistero, disperso vada il mal pensiero, disperso vada che all'atto indegno mi concitò. Disperso vada il mal pensiero, disperso vada il mal pensiero, il mal pensiero che all'atto indegno mi concitò. Disperso vada il mal pensiero che all'atto indegno mi concitò, che all'atto indegno mi concitò, mi concitò. Ane razza dannata, per qual prezzo vendeste il mio bene? A voi nulla per loro sconviene, a mia figlia impagabil tesore la rendete, o seppur disarmata, questa man per voi fora cruenta. Nulla in terra di l'uomo aveva, se dei figli difendellano quella porta. Assassini, assassini, m'aprite la porta, assassini, m'aprite. Voi tutti a me contro venite, tutti contro me. Beh, piango, Marullo, signore, tu c'hai l'alma gentile come il cuore. Dimmi tu dove l'hanno nascosta, Marullo, signore. Dimmi tu dove l'hanno nascosta, e là non è vero, e là non è vero, e là non è vero. Tu taci, miei signori, perdono, pietare, al vegliardo la figlia ridate, il ridarla voi nulla raccosta, a voi nulla raccosta. Tutto il mondo tal figlia è per me. Signori, perdono, pietà, ridate a me la figlia, tutto al mondo tal figlia è per me. Ridate a me la figlia, tutto al mondo. Elle per me. Pietà, pietà, signori, pietà, signori.
Povero Buldello.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. Wasn't that amazing?
Very amazing.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. What an evening. Grazie mille. Ladies and gentlemen, please be so kind to stay in your seats for now.
Serata straordinaria, vi preghiamo però di rimanere comodi e seduti. Esatto. Non c'è fretta.
If you kindly stay in your seats now, the President of the Republic of Italy and the IOC President will leave now. Thank you very much.
Il Presidente della Repubblica Italiana e la Presidente del CIO lasceranno ora la sala. Grazie mille per aver partecipato alla cerimonia di apertura della 145esima sessione del Comitato Olimpico Internazionale. Vi auguriamo una splendida serata, una buona sessione e naturalmente dei fantastici Giochi Olimpici Invernali Milano-Cortina 2026. Godetevi i giochi e soprattutto vi invitiamo adesso all'uscita di fermarvi al foyer, piano piano, per gustarci appunto questo momento, come dice, di convivialità.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for attending the opening ceremony of the 145th session of the International Olympic Committee. We wish you a wonderful rest of your evening, a good session, and of course, a fantastic Winter Games for Milano Cortina. It's going to be very special. Please do enjoy your time. But for now, we do invite you to have some drinks and some cocktails out in the foyer, connect, make some new friends. But from myself and my wonderful, wonderful host, it's been a wonderful
Thank you too,
evening.
okay?
Thank you so much.
We made it, okay? Auguri a tutti. Grazie.
Grazie.